Okay, page 79 in grammar. 79. Talking about adverbs. This is going to be easy peasy cheesy because you guys already know about adverbs. You're already using them in your writing. Yes, Declan.
Um, so there is, if you want to hear this, there is another, um, Schoolhouse Rock. It's lovely to get your adverbs here.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yes, that's a good one too. Maybe I'll put that in your Google Classroom so you guys can hear that one. It's another good song. And Schoolhouse Rock, they do basically all of the grammar, uh, all the different parts of speech. So yeah, check it out. Okay. Adverbs, they modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. And that word modifies just means that it adds to it and it gives more information about it. So it tells right here, an adverb tells how, when, where, why, and to what extent. And that just means how much. Okay, like if it's cold outside, if it's extremely cold, it's telling to what extent, right? If it's mildly cold, maybe it's just chilly, then that's telling to what extent. Okay, so that's what that means. So it says here, memorize it. This is what adverbs do. They tell how, when, where, why, to what extent. And then we have that it usually has an ly. Not always, but usually it does. In this book, it will have an ly, so they're super easy to spot. So you're going to write ly above it. The dwarf respectfully bowed. He was exceedingly grateful. You've got two ly adverbs here, and you're just going to write ly on top of them, okay, to label them. So they're pretty easy to spot. And then down here, a little note for you. An ly adverb dresses up writing when it creates a strong image or feeling. Look for ly adverbs in this book and write them on the ly adverb collection page on Appendix 2. That's basically at the very back of your book. There's a place back there. If you want to keep track of the ly words that you like, even if it comes from a different book, like your history book or your science book, or a fun book that you're reading, let's say you're reading and you come across a great ly adverb and you want to remember that, make a list in the back of this book. I see you looking for it, Declan. So I think it's way back, like the very, very back page. Maybe right before the very back page here. That one says quality adjective. Go
Found it.
strong verb. It's actually going to be on page 189. A place you can write on the gray line and the white line. Just when you come across great ly adverbs, put them in here. And then you can use them later. All right, there's nothing on page 80, so we're just going to jump right over to page 81, our practice page. So Sydney, go ahead and read that page for us. Page 81. I know you're flipping all over the book right now. Go ahead.
The first soldier returned to his friends. He was upset and sheepishly told them the story.
Nice. Good job. So sheepishly is our vocabulary word. It's in dark, bold letters. And I see the word sheep in there. So this word means like when you're embarrassed or um, from having to do something foolish, like you're embarrassed to do it, sheepishly, or shy, like you're shy to do it. So sheepishly is an ly adverb. It's telling how he told them the story. He was kind of embarrassed to tell them the story. So that's what that means. Go ahead and find the two articles by yourself. And then Trevor, where are the three nouns?
Soldier,
Good,
friends,
good.
and sheepishly.
Not sheepishly. That one's actually an adverb, but look for the article the. That's a clue that a noun is coming.
Story,
Yeah, there you go. So story is a thing. It's a noun. Good job. There's two pronouns, Declan. Where are the two pronouns? Go ahead, Declan.
Wouldn't story be a verb because he told them the story?
So in that sentence that you just said, um, told is the verb. It's what he's doing with the story, but the story is the thing that he's telling. Does that make sense? Yeah, so
Okay.
story, and especially because it has the next to it, so the story, that tells me it's a noun too. It's a thing. Okay. Good question though. How
I
about
already marked it in my book. It's them and his.
Okay, them is correct, but it's not his, even though I know sometimes his is a pronoun.
He.
Yes, there you go. The reason why it's not his is because that's telling which friends. His friends, so that's actually an adjective. Remember how
Mm.
sometimes we talk about how words change the way they're used, their function, that's how you say it, basically. So sometimes his is a pronoun in the sentence if it's functioning
Yeah.
that way, but here it's functioning as an adjective because it's telling whose friends they are.
Okay.
Okay, good though. So Sydney, I gave away one adjective, his. What are the other two adjectives?
Um, upset
Upset, good.
and first,
Good. I was just going to ask you, like, which soldier is it? That's telling the adjective, and it's the first soldier. So that makes it an adjective. Very good. Trevor, what about the adverb?
sheepishly,
Yes, good. And we're just going to put ly there for that one. Sheepishly. It's telling how he told them the story. All right, there's a coordinating conjunction, Declan. Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
And.
There you go. And that's the fanboys word. And then I'm going to come back to prepositional phrases. Let's skip that just for a second. So, Sydney, how about you find the verbs? And then Trevor's going to help us get the subjects.
um, so I know that returned,
Returned is one.
um, was,
Yep. One more. There's actually one more verb in here.
told,
Yes, there you go. So even though it says two subject verb pairs, it just means there's two subjects, but sometimes there's more verbs that go with the subject. So Trevor, who's doing these things? So who returned to his friends?
the soldier,
Yes, good. So subject there for soldier. And then who told them the story?
his friends,
Okay, no, not his friends, because look after the period because it's a separate sentence.
he,
Yes, he. Oh, you're right. So he is the subject, and it's referring back to the soldier, but he was upset and he told them the story. So he's doing two different verbs there. So when you see that period, that means there's another set of subject verb pairs. because each sentence has its own set. Okay, good job. Now the prepositional phrase, Declan. See it there? We got to fix something too.
So prepositional phrases, I think
Mhm.
it's to his
Yes.
friends.
Yes, good. Except for there's something wrong with that word too, huh? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
How should we spell
It's
two?
T-O.
Good. T-O. Very good. That's right. To his friends. Okay, and then we've got two capitals. That's the beginning of each of these sentences. End mark is a period, and we already did the homophone was two, so we fixed it. Good job, you guys. Any questions about grammar before we move on? No? If not, shake your head no for me so I know you don't have any questions. Okay, good. Let's put grammar away and get out your binders. You guys are working on a report about deserts. And you started by writing about the Sahara Desert, or some people say Sahara. Either way is correct. Yes, Declan.
Can I please read it this time?
Yes, that's a great idea. Does anybody else want to read their paragraph about the Sahara Desert? You want to, Sydney? Okay. How about you, Trevor? Not today? That's okay. Maybe next time when we finish the report. So, Declan, go ahead. You don't need a title yet because we have another paragraph to write. So, when you're ready, go ahead and read yours. And then, Sydney, let me know if you guys need me to pull it up or if you have it there.
Whoopsie, I already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh, you
guess I
did.
can tell you a different title next week
Yeah, you can
or
change the title.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm calling it the sight tickling Sahara.
Oh, okay.
A desert which has almost no rain or snow, and life conditions are so hostile, is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is the hottest and largest desert. The desert stretches out and almost fills up the whole African continent of the Atlantic Ocean, from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. The Sahara mysteriously shifts all the time and looks alive. In the hot days, temperatures soar up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, I meant. Um, if under if an underground river runs close to the surface, a green fertile called oasis appears. The mirages tickle your sight.
Ooh, nice. Yes. I love how you ended that.
Yeah,
That
because I
was
have to have
good.
Sahara because
Yes.
that's the whole topic,
Yes.
and the mirages tickle your sight. So I called
Nice.
it the sight tickling Sahara.
I like that. Very clever. Yeah, you will have to fix that title later because we are going to
Yeah.
add a paragraph, but you can still keep some of those words in there. You might be able to like add to it or something. So, okay, Sydney, go ahead and read your paragraph when you're ready.
So I also put a title because I forgot about the other paragraph.
That's okay. Well, you can still tell
Mine
us what
was
you
the
have.
Why
mysterious
we
Sahara
probably did
Sea.
it though is because um you didn't actually tell us put to not put a title rule.
Ah, well, we were splitting up this assignment into two different weeks. So it's okay if you
Yeah.
put a title, but we'll need to change it later. But that's fine. Go ahead and tell us what you have for your title, Sydney, and then
So
you
mine's the
can.
mysterious Sahara Seas.
Ooh, I like it.
And the Sahara Desert is one of the biggest hot deserts It stretches from the Atlantic all the way to the Red Sea. In the desert, there are sand seas called ergs. The sand in the Sahara mysteriously shifts, which is a little creepy in my opinion. On very rare occasions, underground water makes a lush water oasis. If water disappeared, the creatures would die. The Sahara is hard to inhabit because it is so hot, but the sand foxes, lizards, and gerbils call it home. The Sahara is one of the most mysterious sand seas.
Nice. Yes, good job. Okay, guys, you know what to do in the camera. Very good, Sydney. I love it. You had a lot of great dress ups in there too. Both of you guys did. Nice job. Okay, so what we're going to do this week is add a paragraph, okay? Because remember, our subject of our paper is deserts. So what I want you to do is get out your notes from last week from your keyword outline, and we're going to add a Roman numeral 2 to that. So get this paper out, skip a line under clincher, and now you're going to do Roman numeral 2, which is 2 lines down like that. Oops, let me change that. There we go. And then again, 1 through 6. If you are out of room on your paper, you can use the back side of the paper. That's okay with me. Go ahead and write the word clincher after that. And the word topic again in the margin up here. So you've got topic next to Roman numeral 2, 1 through 6, and then the word clincher. Okay. The next desert that we are going to write about is the Gobi Desert. So next to Roman numeral 2, make sure it's next to that Roman numeral, you're going to put the words Gobi and desert and a comma and a blank again, because we don't know what we want to put yet for your third word, because we need to read about it first. It's different desert than the Sahara. That's a totally different desert. So basically, your report is about deserts, and you have 2 different deserts you're talking about. Each one is its own paragraph here. Okay. Now, just to refresh your memory about what we're working on, go to the top here, summarizing a reference. And remember when we talked about that word summarizing and how I wish they spelled it differently. I wish it was SOME because that makes more sense. Because what you're doing is telling some information, not all the information, only some. That's what summarizing means. And then a reference, that means where you're getting your information. For us, we're using articles from your binder that were already in there. But sometimes you might in the future use other references like a book from the library or a website that has information on it from the internet, or maybe a documentary that you watch. There's lots of places to get information about a subject. But like I said, for us, it's coming from your binder. So when we read about the Gobi Desert, you're going to notice like this funnel, there's going to be a lot of facts to choose from, about 15. But you only need 6. Remember the funnel that we talked about here, where up here is like a lot of facts to choose from, but you only need 6 facts like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. That's all you need. So how do you decide what facts to pick? Who wants to tell me, like, how do you decide out of 15, which ones are you going to pick? Sydney, which ones are you going to pick?
The ones you think are interesting and the important ones.
Good, perfect. Is that what you were going to say, Declan? Go ahead.
Was going to say that, but in the other way, important than interesting.
Oh, okay. But you both are right. So it's nice to look for the interesting facts because it makes it a little more fun to write about. And if you think it's interesting, the person reading your paper will also think it's interesting, more likely. Okay, so now we're ready. Let's look at the Gobi Desert article. That's going to be on page, get mine, 75. Go to page 75 right here. This is the one about the Gobi Desert. Now, I'm going to read this and I'm going to underline some of the facts and then I'm going to let you figure out the rest of them. So go ahead and just copy what I underlined to start with, and then I'll let you pick the last few, okay? So this one's about the or not the Sahara, it's the Gobi Desert. And we need to come up with a word for our Roman numeral. I see your hand there. Declan, can it wait till we're done with this? Okay. So it says, a desert is an area where little rain or snowfall occurs, so conditions are hostile to life. Certainly, this definition fits the Gobi Desert. A cold desert. Interesting. I didn't know it was cold. I always think of hot when I think of a desert. A cold desert, the Gobi stretches across southern Mongolia and northern China. Okay, so I'm going to underline a cold desert and I'm going to put a Roman numeral 2 here and go ahead and circle it because this would be a good word to use next to Roman numeral 2 where you have Gobi Desert. I think we'll write cold there when we get to that point. And then where it is in the world, Gobi stretches across southern Mongolia to northern China. I think that's important because we want to know where in the world it is. So let's put a number 1, a regular 1 next to that one. So what I'm doing is labeling my facts so I can keep track of how many I have, okay? Are you underlining and putting these numbers in here, Declan? You're doing it? Okay. I'm going to keep reading then. Because the towering Himalaya mountains block clouds from bringing rain to the Gobi, less than 10 inches or 25 centimeters of moisture fall there per year. That's kind of interesting, but I'm going to keep going because I think there might be something better to talk about here. The Gobi's features are unique. Within the region are Mongolia's spectacular flaming cliffs, called so because they appear reddish. Wow, that's interesting to me. Flaming cliffs. I don't think they're really on fire, but sounds kind of cool. I'm going to underline that where it says flaming cliffs called so because they appear reddish. Now notice I'm not underlining the whole sentence. I'm underlining the fact. That's what we're doing when you write a report like this. You're looking for facts, basically. So let's put a 2 next to that one. Flaming cliffs called so because they appear reddish. I'm going to keep going. There, the first known fossilized dinosaur eggs were found. Whoa, okay, that's really cool. That's interesting. I'm going to underline first known fossilized dinosaur eggs were found. By the way, does anybody know what fossilized means? What is fossilized? You guys know that word from science? Yeah, Sydney?
Fossilized means like over time like it's less like flesh and more like rock-ish.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Over time, with the dirt and just the years and centuries, it does turn into more like a stone. So these eggs, maybe they were unhatched. Maybe they were intact, like a whole egg. Maybe they never hatched for whatever reason, and then over time it just turned into a stone. But they were able to identify it as a dinosaur egg. All right. Other fossils, including the claws of a velociraptor, how cool is that? Mongoliensis, that's the name of that, and a complete Protoceratops skeleton. I think the claws part of that sentence is pretty cool, and I know what a velociraptor is. Those are pretty awesome dinosaurs. Do you guys know about that one? The velociraptor? So I'm going to underline fossils include the claws of velociraptor. That's going to be number 4. So we're getting close now, and we have 2 left. So this is always hard because there's some good stuff. So if you underline more than 2 more, that's okay. But I'm going to read the rest of it. I want you guys to pick number 4 and 5 for your facts. And then if you have, I mean, not number 4, we already have 4. 5 and 6 is what I mean. And then if you find a 7th one, I'm okay with that, but we may have to eliminate another one. But go ahead and see if you can find 2 more to underline. On another day, one might hear the sand sing. Hongori Els, meaning singing sands, is a site where conditions allow the wind to buffet the sands and produce an eerie roaring note. Animals of the Gobi are rugged. Musk oxen, rodents called jerboas, Mongolian donkeys, wolves, and the rarely sighted snow leopard survive in that harsh climate. The critically endangered wild Bactrian camel, hey, remember that guy? That was from a long time ago, the wild Bactrian camel is a particularly adaptive animal. It can live and reproduce in radioactive hot zones, tolerate extremes of temperature, and even drink salt water. All right, that was tough. There was some really great facts in there, but remember, we're only telling some. So hopefully you got to underline at least 2 more facts that you want to include. Give me a thumbs up if you were able to find 2 more. Good, I see that, Sydney. Declan, were you able to find 2 more facts to underline?
Not yet.
Okay, it looks like you're a little distracted on your computer. So I see you looking up. Make sure you're looking at your paper on your desk there. You're going to find 2 more facts that you want to use in your paper. Trevor, did you get to find 2 more?
I only found one so far.
1 so far. Well, I think that's the end of the article.
And
There's no more on the
also,
back.
um,
I'm here.
never mind.
Do you have a question, Declan? Okay. All right. So try to find another one for yours, Trevor. What did you pick, Sydney, for your next 2 facts?
I picked Mongolian donkeys, wolves, and the rarely sighted snow leopard,
Okay.
and even drink salt water.
Oh, okay, good. Now that one is talking about the Bactrian camel. So you probably need to underline that too, because the salt water goes with that animal. It's crazy that they can drink that salt water. I mean, we can drink some salt water, but we can't live off of that. That would make us really sick if we only drank salt water. But you never, like, if you're in the ocean, you don't want to drink that. Definitely not. That'll
I've
definitely
actually
make
swallowed salt water, but I didn't really care because I was at the beach. Like I was little. I was like I was as tall as this desk I'm using right now. Kind of
Yeah.
hard to it's kind of hard to stop that.
Yeah.
But
If you accidentally swallow a little bit, it's not going to hurt you. But if you drink a lot, though, it'll make you sick for sure.
Yeah, like, don't gulp salt water.
Yeah,
yeah,
not a good idea. Your body will be like, nope, I don't want that in here, and it'll make it come back out. All right. So it sounds like you guys, did you find a second one, Trevor, that you wanted to underline? Good. Okay. So let's go to our outline next again. Remember, we did choose cold right here for Roman numeral 2. So let's put cold on our line. I think this would be a good one to describe the Gobi Desert, because remember the Sahara one is hot, the hottest one. It doesn't say Gobi is the coldest one, but it is cold. So that would be an interesting fact to include in your topic sentence. All right, here's what we're going to do next. So go to number 1, regular one, and I'm going to have Sydney help me with this one. It says, the Gobi stretches across southern Mongolia and northern China. Now remember, we can only use 3 words, but we can use symbols or abbreviations. So how do you think we could put that information here next to number 1 about the Gobi Desert?
Um, a way we could do it is since it has stretches, we could like do like this, like where's the long line?
A
Like
long line or maybe arrows?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
with and with a compass with south on it and Mongolia spelled
Okay.
Mongolia, and then we do the same thing with China.
Okay. Like
And
a
if you have other
compass.
suggestions too.
Yeah, okay. So we would use the words Mongolia and China, and technically we can use another word. Maybe we could use the word stretches and then draw arrows for across. You like
Yeah.
that idea?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. I like your idea too. So let's do stretches. This is going to be for regular one, and everybody can write this. And then instead of the word across, we'll do like kind of a long arrow back and forth. I like your idea of a compass, but I'm not sure how to draw a compass. So if you guys know how to draw a compass, you can do that. I think for me, I'm going to use S for Southern. I'm just going to
That's
say
a lot
S.
easier idea.
Yeah, because I don't know how to draw a compass, but if you guys know, you can do it.
Well,
S, Mongolia, and N, China. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that a little better. There we go. So we got Roman numeral 2 has Gobi Desert cold, and then regular 1 has stretches, arrows, S, Mongolia, and China. That'll work. We got 3 words, stretches, Mongolia, and China. Okay, Declan, what about the next one for number 2? On your article, we underlined flaming cliffs called so because they appear reddish. How can we put that in 3 words on our outline? That's for you, Declan.
Sorry, I had my mouse on the thing, and whenever
Oh,
I just move on. So we could do flaming or like a flame, and
okay.
we could do like kind of like a upside down L for, and then like bumpy edges on the bottom to make it look like a cliff,
Okay.
or maybe like trees on the top, and then eyes and reddish. No, no, flame cliff, and then we draw a cliff because um appear reddish or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I like that idea. Do we need a pier? I guess we could do eyes, like you said, if we needed to.
What's a
Anybody else? Oh, go ahead.
no? What is a pier? Why would we need a pier?
Yeah, maybe we don't need appear. It means that's how they look, right? Appear means how it looks because it looks reddish. That's why they're called flaming cliffs.
But we could do like little like googly eyes or something like that
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
up here.
Okay. Um, so flaming, does anybody else have any ideas on how to put that in here? All right, let's do, I like the idea of a flame. I'm gonna try to draw a flame here.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
I don't know. That's a flame like a candle that's lit. And then instead of drawing a cliff, for me, I'm gonna put cliffs because I'm not sure how to draw that. But if you want to do like the upside down L idea that he had and you want to draw a cliff, um, and then you said because and reddish. If you want to put some eyes in there, I'll draw a couple eyes or googly eyes. Flaming cliffs because eyes reddish. But if you have it a different way, do it how it makes sense to you. These don't have to be the same, okay? You get to decide. Just make sure you only use 3 words, 3 keywords. Okay, good job. And then the next one, number 3, that's going to be for you, Trevor. Number 3 says, we underlined here, first known fossilized dinosaur eggs were found. How can we put that on our outline?
First fossilized found.
First fossilized found. Okay, that's pretty good, except for you're missing the most important thing that they found was the dinosaur eggs, huh? So we got to have that somewhere in there. Could we do a number for the word first?
Yeah,
You know how to do that? How do you do that?
like draw like right number one and then um
I think if you do like a 1 and then ST, have you guys seen it like that before? Like in first grade or something, you have a 1 and then an ST. That would work. Then we don't have to count that. Okay. And then what do you think we should put for the words from there, Trevor?
fossilized eggs found.
Okay. It's not bad. That's not a bad idea. I feel like we need dinosaur though, because it could be any egg, right? What if we drew an egg and we use the word dinosaur so we know what kind of eggs we're talking about? What about that? Yeah. Another idea would be like instead of the whole word dinosaur, you could put dino for short. That's abbreviating it. That's free. So go ahead and put what makes sense to you. I'm going to put first, I like that word fossilized. And I'm going to put dinosaur. And I'm going to draw an egg for me, but you guys can do it different. Whatever makes sense to you. Found. Another thing for found is you could do eyes again. Found. I mean, you can do, so these are basically your notes that you're going to use to write your paragraph. So really make it make sense to you. Okay. So you know what it says. So you know what you want to put there. But that was good. Good thinking, Trevor. All right, so one more, Sydney, that we did together. This one that says fossils include the claws of a velociraptor. And by the way, if you guys don't want to use that one and you wanted to include maybe the singing sands part, that's okay. You basically need to have 3 more facts here for 4, 5, and 6, but you get to pick which ones you want to put there. It's hard because remember, we're only telling some information. So what do you think, Sydney? Should we use that one about the velociraptor, or did you want to pick something else to put right there?
Oh, I'm keeping the velociraptor.
Okay, cool. And so how would you put that on your outline?
So I hear my dogs. Here, one moment.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. I can't hear them when you unmuted. I couldn't hear them, but that's okay if you need to take care of that. Trevor, what do you think? Are you going to keep this fact about the claws of the velociraptor, or do you want to add something different right there for number 4?
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. All right, Sydney, she's back. What do you think we should do for that?
Um, velociraptor. Well, probably raptor, because velociraptor, like they're um, what claw velociraptor and fossils.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Fossils, claw, and that's a name, so I'm gonna do a capital V there. Velociraptor, Velocirapt. Oh, claws is plural, so the S there. Okay, that's good. Good job, Sydney. All right, so this is where you guys are going to decide on 5 and 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you a couple minutes right now to do 5 and 6 by yourself. So look at your paper, see what you want to write for 5 and 6. Maybe you want to talk about the singing sands, or I know some of you talked about you wanted to list the animals that are there. So you decide what 5 and 6 is and go ahead and write it on your outline following the rules, only 3 words, symbols, abbreviations, and all that for free. So go ahead and do 5 and 6 by yourself and give me a thumbs up when you got it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to wait right here. Declan, are you working on it? Declan, are you working on it? Okay, keep going. I want you to finish 5 and 6. Got it, Trevor? Oh, you're still working. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you guys got that. Okay, good, Sydney. You guys can keep working. Oh, I see your thumb too, Trevor. So let me hear Sydney's. What did you put for 5 and 6?
So for 5, I put wolves, donkeys, and uh, for snow leopards, I put S and leopard with number 5.
Okay,
And
that's
then
good.
with number 6, I put W for wild and Bactrian drink. I put a salt shaker and then water.
Oh, nice. Good. I like that. That's very creative. Nice
Thank
job.
you.
You're welcome. How about you, Trevor? What'd you put for 5 and 6?
For 5, I put the number 1 and then hear, sand, sing.
Mm.
And then for 6, I put Mongolian, D for donkey, um, W for wolves, and then SL for snow leopards, and then put survive and harsh.
Oh, good. Nice. Okay, I like that. And if you need to look back on the original article to remember what those letters stand for, that's okay if you need to do that when you go to write it. I like it. Good job, Trevor. Okay, Declan, what did you put for 5 and 6?
I am not done yet, so I still have 6 to do.
Okay, tell us what you put for number 5.
Um, I'm I put a number 1 and then an ear, sand, and then some music notes for one can hear the sand singing.
Okay, nice, nice. I like that. You might want to put like a little wind symbol there too, because that's telling how the sound comes, because of the wind on the sand. And that's true for you too, Sydney, if you want to talk about that. The wind, you might draw, how you can draw a symbol for wind? Okay, just a thought.
I didn't do the sand one.
Oh,
That
that's right.
ever.
Yeah, I forgot you did. It was Trevor. Okay. Okay, the next thing I want you to do, and Declan, you can do number 6 later when you finish your homework, do your homework. Let's look at the checklist again. This is page 79. And I'm just going to remind you that this is how I grade your homework on Google.
So I don't have to do anything.
You got it done? Okay, good. Look at page 79 with me then. So don't forget the topic clincher. That's really important for you to remember in your paragraph. Does anybody remember the rule about the topic clincher? Can you do it by yourself? You remember that rule? Okay, Declan's got it. Let me hear Declan. Go ahead and do it, and we'll do the motions with you, but you say it, okay?
The topic sentence and the clincher sentence must repeat or reflect 2 to 3 key words.
You nailed it. Awesome. That was perfect. Okay, Sydney, do you want to try it? And you guys, Trevor and Declan, do the motions with her, okay? Go
I
ahead.
have no memory, so I'm not sure.
You got this. We'll help you.
The topic sentence and the clincher sentence must um,
Repeat
repeat and
or reflect.
reflect 2 or 3 key words.
There you go. You got it. Good job.
Thank
All
you.
right, Trevor, do you know how to do it by yourself? We'll help you. Unmute. You guys do the motions with him.
Uh,
Do the motions with your hands. Say the topic
the
sentence,
topic sentence and the bottom sentence.
clincher,
clincher sentence must repeat or reflect two or three key words.
Nice. Good job. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to show you guys an example of this because I want you to see what I'm looking for when I'm looking for the topic clinchers in your paper. So give me a second to pull this up. I'm going to show you an example paper here. Here we go. And this one's typed. So I know some of you are handwriting. Hold on, Declan. Some of you are writing your papers. So if you're handwriting your paper, you would use a highlighter or put a box around these words. But if you're typing it like this one, and this is an example of the Sahara Desert paragraph, do you see how the word Sahara is in bold? And hot and desert. Those are all in bold. That's because that's the topic. Those are the topic words. And if you look at the last sentence, the clincher, I have blazing and Sahara and desert. So the rule says that they have to either repeat or reflect, right? So here I have Sahara and it repeats down here, Sahara. And desert and desert. Oops. Those repeat. But then I have hot and blazing. Those reflect. You see that? So the topic clincher rule is in every single paragraph. So if I put a note on your Google and I said you forgot to highlight or bold your topic clincher words, you need to do that. They have to repeat or reflect in each paragraph. So guess what? When you're writing this week about the Gobi Desert, there's two words right there. If you mention the Gobi Desert in the first sentence and make sure you say the words again in the last sentence, that follows the rule. It's two or three. I just happen to have three in this one about the Sahara. Okay. You guys have any questions about the topic clincher words? So okay, go ahead, Declan.
I'm wondering if well, you technically already said it, that we have to do the title rule.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I was wondering that last week.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for reminding me about that. Before I talk about that, though, let me show you what it looks like if I were to highlight instead of bold. It would look like that. So you can use that instead of bolding it for your topic clincher words if you're typing it. If you're handwriting it, like I said, what you could do is draw a box around those words, but you need to label them, okay? You need to show either a box or highlight. Okay, yes, I see your hand again, Declan.
Should we also like for should we bold or should we bold or should be bold or highlight the words that go into our title.
No, no, actually, your title does not need to be bold or highlighted. It just needs to be capitalized. Each word is capitalized. Actually, when you capitalize a title, you're basically only capitalizing the words that are keywords in the title.
Okay.
Okay. and the first word, whatever the first word is. So that's a good question. You don't need to highlight or bold your title. But notice on your checklist, though, it's the fourth, or let's see, the third one down, the third box down has the title rule here. Title centered and repeats 1 to 3 words from final sentence. So now that you guys are adding a second paragraph, you're going to have a new final sentence now. That's why you might have to change your title. Make sure that it has at least one of the words from the final sentence in your title. So when you go to type this or write this, make sure you put it under your first paragraph. And then, so when you turn in your homework this time, you're going to turn in 2 paragraphs, but you already did the first one. You're going to add the second one with it and turn them in together. Okay. All right, Declan.
So the fourth one for the dress ups, the because clause. What is
Yeah.
that?
Okay, the because clause is using the word because and telling why something is the way it is. Okay, so let's look at your keyword outline again. The nice thing about this paragraph is, check it out. You already put because in your outline. I would just underline it. I'm just kind of making a dark underline here so I can see it. But you already have the word because. So in this sentence, Declan, you would say something like, in the Gobi Desert, there are flaming cliffs that they're called that because they appear reddish. Something like that. Okay. You're telling why they're called flaming cliffs because they appear reddish or they look reddish, either way.
Or maybe we could do also in the Gobi Desert, there are, wait, there are, there are fiery cliffs. Wait, inside of the Gobi Desert, there are red cliffs that are called. Wait, what are they called again?
Flaming cliffs.
They are they are called flaming cliffs because they appear reddish.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. So basically, you're using the word because in a sentence and you're telling why. Okay. So this is your homework. You're going to finish this, which you guys are all finished with your keyword outline, and you're going to write your second paragraph and then your grammar pages. So try to get those things turned in before next week so that you can have a break. Okay. I recommend you try to get them done by like Sunday if you can. Okay. And I won't see you until January 2026, next year. So Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy New Year. And I'll see you in 2026. Bye. Merry Christmas. Have fun.
Merry Christmas, Happy
Thank
New Year.
you. Happy New Year. Thank you. See you in 2026.